Welcome back to Chesil. It's the Tuesday after the Easter weekend, and it's probably going to be the last nice day for a while. High winds and rain are forecast from tomorrow, so we thought we'd take the opportunity to beat the traffic and come down here and continue our odyssey of fishing Chesil every month of the year. Pretty well flat calm at the moment. It's due to get, the wind's due to get a little bit from the southeast later. Speaking to the guys in the tackle shop at Abbotsbury, there've been a few smooth hand about and place. Some mackerel being caught at Bexington. It's getting to that sort of time of the year when you might expect to catch something other than the usual dogfish and pout and the odd place. Anyway, that's what we hope for anyway. So we'll be fishing lug and rag. We've got some squid to either tip it off with or fish on its own in the hope of a ray. It's about midday now. We've got a 10 o'clock high tonight, so we'll fish down to low and then up again and then into darkness. We're not going to stay the night though. We've got unfortunately stuff to do tomorrow. It's a lovely mild day. It's about 19 degrees, so very pleasant. It's just a pleasure to be out, to be honest, on a day like today. And we're doing the long walk. We like to walk quite a way away from the crowds if possible. There's actually no one really fishing the beach today, which is surprising. I think the further east you walk, away from Abbotsbury, you do tend to get slightly deeper water. If memory serves me, there's a reef that runs out about half, 3/4 of a mile out from where we are now, but it cuts into the beach about another mile down here. It doesn't get right to the beach, but it gets within a few hundred yards of it. And always feel there's a chance of fish moving off the reef closer in. But everyone's got their favourite mark, which they like. As you walk down the beach, there's sticks and all sorts of marker posts scattered down the beach where people have thought, this is my spot. There's a tinge of colour in the water there, but I think that's just close in where the big spring is just sort of scouring the sand off up at the bottom, so I think it's pretty clear once you get out 50 or 60 yards. So that means that the sight feeders like the place shouldn't have any problem finding the bait. The sea temperature is well into double figures, so the other species like the bass should be active. I always feel when it's double figures, sea temperature wise, there's always a chance of a bass. So I might put a big bait in close as it gets dark. We'll see you on the beach and see what happens. Something there. There we go, we've been fishing for about 10 minutes. I had a bite on the other rod. I was watching that, and then the second rod with the nug on it went over. Definitely got something there. Yes. Some weight there. I don't know what that is. It's a bit of a vicious bite. I mean, if it wasn't April, I would have said it was a bream, but you're not going to get a bream in April, really, are you? It's got some weight behind it. and it's swimming. There's a head shake there as well. Come on, baby, what are you? Well, there you go. To be expected, I suppose. But it's a fish, and there's fish out there, so that's a good sign. There we go. Chris has just had a bite. Called it as a dogfish. Definitely a dogfish. That means it's probably not. Let's hope we're not too plagued by these today. I think our best chance of a place or something like that is going to be the last couple of hours of the daylight from the flooding tide, but let's just see what this fellow is. Nice to get bites though. Yep. There we go, that was a nice easy release. Back he goes. One technique you can use, especially for the sight feeders, if it's all going a bit slow, is to try and move the bait a bit. So wind down quite gently on the line like that. If you do it gently, it doesn't pull the grip out. And you just move it a little bit. Maybe just a foot or two. Do the other one as well. There you go. Just creates a bit of interest out there. Something like a place or something. You might just see the puff of sand or the sound of it moving and entice it to take. And very often, you know, within a minute or two of doing that, you'll get a bite. There's Chris trying for an early season mackerel. There have been a few caught just a bit further west at Bexington. It's only been warm enough. Tide's starting to pull a bit now. It's about an hour and a bit before low, and it's pulling way to the right as we look out. It's a good bend in the rods. And there you go. That looks decidedly doggy. He's there. Oh no. No, I just hooked a dogfish in the fin. Oh well, there you go. There you go. Little gurnard. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah. It's not a red gurnard though, is it? Is it a grey gurnard, is it? Or a very pale red gurnard? And that was interesting because what Chris did there was he used a straight lead and cast it out straight and just let the current drift it round, and he had a different fish other than a dogfish, which is interesting. Obviously he was fishing the right hand rod, so he can do that without catching the other lines. But when the tide changes and goes the other way, which it will do in a couple of hours, I might do that with the left hand rod. Well, we've been fishing for about 4 hours now, and we've caught loads of dogfish and that one gurnard for Chris. The tide is just starting now to move left as it starts to flood, so I think our chances of picking up something more than dogfish are going to be good for the next in the next hour or two. Let's get this one out. It's still hard to believe it's still only April. There's hardly a fisherman on the beach. I think you have to remember that it's still early in the season. But the fact that Chris caught a gurnard indicates that some of the summer species might just be moving in a bit earlier than normal, so that's always nice. Oh, that's a welcome little fish there. Little gurnard. I have to say I caught that on Chris's rod while he's fishing for mackerel, but I'm claiming him. Beautiful little fish. He's off. Well, we're coming towards the end of our session now, and we've had an enjoyable day. We've caught a kennel load of dogfish and 2 gurnard, which actually are quite early for this time of year, I have to say, so it's a sign that the summer fish perhaps are moving in a bit earlier than normal. If anything, it showed us that this is the reason why me and Chris don't normally fish Chesil until May, because the summer species haven't really arrived and the variety isn't quite here yet. But we've had a great day anyway. The weather's been glorious and it beats working or sitting at home into a cocked hat. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again when we post our May video. Cheers then, bye.